go. Okay, go ahead.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Portia Metras, and I'm a global luxury specialist with Coldwell Banker Realty. And I'm here with my special guest, Tim Yates, who's the founder of Legal Docs for Less. And Tim specializes in estate planning, and he's here to educate us all on how to set up a revocable living trust. So, Tim, welcome.
Portia, it's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Thank you very much. I'm especially grateful too because I want my clients to know all about all of this too. So I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you. So
Absolutely.
Tim, okay, great. Tim, the goal of this short video is to give my clients the information they need in order to make informed decisions of how to protect their family, home, and assets. So in order to do this, is it okay if I ask you some of the more common questions to get an estate planning specialist?
Absolutely. Fire away. I love
Okay,
questions.
well, we're going to have quite a few tonight.
Okay, okay, good.
Okay. Okay, the first question is tell me a little bit about your business, which is Legal Docs for Less, right?
Yeah, absolutely. For first, again, thank you, Portia, for allowing me to be here tonight to
Mhm.
give this information to your clients. I'm not here to give any tax or legal advice. I'm strictly here to give information so your clients can better understand the estate planning process, the ins and outs of that,
Okay.
and just to also explain a little bit about our firm. We're a family-run firm. My wife Carrie is our firm's lead attorney. She's been practicing law for over 20 years.
Mhm.
I am the firm's registered and bonded legal document assistant, and I specialize in creating estate plans. I've created probably thousands of estate plans over the years for many wonderful families all over
Mhm.
California. Um,
Mhm.
I've also recruited a wonderful team of attorneys who specialize in from real estate law to family law, corporate law, and of course, estate planning. And it's great because we're really a one-stop shop. So if anybody needs legal advice, I can hand them off to the right person in our firm that
Mhm.
specializes in that specific area. We also,
Mhm.
as you know, we don't do traditional marketing or advertising. We also have everybody working from home offices. So we don't have these big, lavish, expensive offices that we have to charge a lot of money to our clients for to afford. We're able to
Mhm.
pass all of our savings on to our clients. And that's what's really important to this process. We want people to get the services they need at huge discounts. And it's an honor to be able to do this with you tonight.
Well, we really appreciate it too because it's very important. A lot of people put it off. I know I did for quite a while. I'm very glad that we can let other people know about it. So Tim, tell me why everyone should have an estate plan. Why is that important?
Absolutely. There's quite a few reasons, but for the sake of the video, I'll keep it as short as possible.
Hmm.
Number one, it's to avoid probate. I'm sure you're going to ask me some probate questions in this, and so it's to avoid probate. Number one. Number two, it's to help, the benefits. You can lower your estate taxes, which is something that's really, really important. And I always tell people to refer to their tax professional to get tax
Hmm.
advice in these areas. Um, Protecting your beneficiaries, your loved ones. I mean, who doesn't want to protect their loved ones and their family, through this process? And then the next one is really protecting your assets, the things that you work so hard for, over the
Hmm.
years. You want to make sure those are protected. Then another area that a lot of people don't talk a lot about, but we live in the era of COVID now, and having your
Hmm.
healthcare directives in place is very, very important for all ranges of ages. It's not just,
Hmm.
I'm a specific age now, I should have that. All ages should have their healthcare directives clearly spelled out, and that's really, really important. And then also, there's some people like to have their privacy, so there's components to having an estate plan that provides for that provision.
Hmm. Yeah, I know in my personal situation, my daughter would not be very happy if after I passed if I didn't have this in place. I'm just going to share that with you right now.
Yeah, and
Well,
unfortunately, I've seen it up close and personal, the devastation that happens when people don't have their affairs in order after someone passes away, and
right.
it's just not,
Not not good. Yeah. So Tim, you mentioned probate. Can you tell everyone what probate really means in terms of cost and processes in California?
So probate is the court-ordered and supervised process of identifying and gathering the assets of a deceased person, then paying out their taxes, debts, and liabilities, and giving whatever's left over, to the family. And the problem with this process is it's extremely expensive. You can spend tens of thousands of dollars going through this process, and it could take months or even years for it to finalize. So you have family that are living in a time where they're not sure about what's going to happen with things, and so it's a really, really difficult thing to see people go through. But the good news is that we're here tonight to help people avoid that, and
Hmm.
the good news is it's completely avoidable.
That's good to know. So, Tim, tell me the difference. People sometimes have a will. What's the difference between that and a trust?
Probably the number one question that I get, Portia, is, Tim, do I need a trust or do I need a will? And the answer
Hmm.
is, if you live here in California, you need both. So
Hmm.
when we create, estate plan, what we call a revocable living trust, both of those documents are included in that, and it's very important for people to know that you really need to have both of those because a will not protect your assets from probate.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So you mentioned a revocable living trust. Is there another type of trust as well?
Yeah, again, keeping it in line with just California. Estate planning is state specific. So for
Hmm.
California, we're going to talk about revocable living trusts and irrevocable living trusts. The
Hmm.
best way to explain that is the revocable living trust is what I have, it's what you have, it's what most people need.
Hmm.
Irrevocable trust is really designed for people that a lot of times have, they're uber wealthy, extreme wealthy individuals that
Hmm.
also in some areas will give up control of their assets to a third party. So you see a lot of
Hmm.
times politicians in those positions that they do that and stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah, a revocable living trust though is really what we specialize in, and that's what most people need.
Okay. Great. So yeah, uber rich. Okay. Fine. Got it.
I wouldn't mind being
So
in that category.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
So Tim, you mentioned what does a revocable living trust actually do and mean then for people?
It means just that actually it's revocable. You can cancel it, you can make changes to it,
Okay.
and I expect clients to make changes to these documents over time.
So Tim, what is an example of when you want to change the trust? When would you do that perhaps?
Well, working with a wonderful real estate professional like you, anytime someone buys or sells real estate, that's
Mm,
something that we want to make sure is reflective in their estate plan.
good.
Relationship changes, single to married, married to divorce, those are
Mm,
important things that we have to make changes to when those things occur. And
hmm.
other little things too could be is, when beneficiaries, names of people, individuals, and
Mm,
a lot of times people have an estate plan done when their children are under the age of 18. And then when they turn
mm,
18, they want to maybe move them into other positions of
hmm.
decision-making abilities, and they do that.
Hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, they're more responsible then too, and they can handle that too. So Tim, do most people who own real estate put their property into a trust then? Is that what you're saying, I think? Is that right?
Well, yeah, it's something, you and I talked offline about this numerous times. It's
Hmm.
unfortunate. Most people don't.
Mm,
The statistics are alarming when you pull, different, there's 58 counties in California. Each county has its own recorder's office. And when you
mm,
look at statistics from these offices, it shows a lot of times around 12.7% of all homeowners have their homes in a trust. Only
really?
12.7%. So that means a lot of people
Yeah.
do not. And we're on a mission to change that because that's one of the reasons why court systems are so backlogged right now with
Hmm.
probate
Yeah.
cases is because of that. So hopefully working together, we can start to make a dent in those numbers.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll definitely be telling my clients too when we close escrow or, so we can make that happen.
Yes,
Make sure
absolutely.
I tell them that too. So, what kind of documents are included with the revocable living trust, Tim?
So when we prepare an estate plan for somebody, a lot of times I always let them know, don't be overwhelmed by the amount of documents, usually over 100 pages of
Ooh.
documents. And so, but it's important because we make sure that everything is included, the things that people need. And so
Mhm.
what's included in a traditional revocable living trust package is the person's trust, their pour over will, their healthcare directives, power of attorney, certification of trust, HIPAA
Mm,
waiver, guardianship if you have children under the age of 18.
mm,
We also have a special needs trust component within that as well. If someone has a special needs child or spouse, anything like that. And then
Mhm.
quitclaim deeds to transfer, people's homes, real estate holdings into the trust. So it's very extensive, but it's important because those are all the things that people need.
Okay, cool. And then is it possible you've seen things done online or, TV commercials for people to prepare their own living trust by chance?
Yes, it wasn't that long ago where people really only had one option. You had to go to that attorney's office, down the street and spend thousands of
Hmm.
dollars getting an
Hmm.
estate plan done. And then,
Hmm.
with the age of the internet now, you have a lot of internet-based operations where people can prepare their own legal documents, and they can
Hmm.
do their own estate planning. And it's definitely an option. The one thing that I do see a lot of is we have a lot of clients that come to us wanting us to review their work only for
Hmm.
them to end up paying twice as much because
Mm.
we have to review their work and then make changes and adjustments and things versus if they just went with us at the beginning, it would have been done
Hmm.
correctly with them from the get-go. So it's a good thing that people know that they can do it. But like anything else, the analogy of we live in the do-it-yourself world. You can go to IKEA and buy a desk and put it together yourself. And if it falls apart and doesn't stand up, then no big deal. But if you're preparing your own legal documents, God forbid you check the wrong boxes, you fill out the wrong
Yeah.
forms, you don't do it right. It's serious business. So I'm happy though that there are options for people out there. But at the same time, I think when people see the price points that we offer through our relationships with wonderful real estate professionals like you, it becomes almost a
Hmm.
no-brainer to just work with us from the get-go.
Oh, great. I'm kind of in that IKEA category and I don't do that. So I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Definitely not there. So Tim, how long does it take to prepare a living trust for a client then?
Yeah, so in our case, when we receive the documents that we request, we can usually have it all done
Mhm.
within 10 to 12, 14 business
Mhm.
days maximum. But we're very efficient. We get things done very quickly and efficiently for our clients because we understand time is important. We nobody knows how
Mhm.
much time we all have, and we want to get the
Sure.
documents done quickly yet accurately and efficiently. So we can get it
Mhm.
done in that time frame.
Yeah, makes sense. That's good because you never know. You're right. So Tim, do people who own property or have a lot of money in order to get a living trust done, do they need to own a lot of property then?
Yeah, so it wasn't that long ago again, going back to kind of price points when, getting an estate plan done, would cost, thousands of dollars and,
Hmm.
maybe it didn't make sense if you didn't have a lot of, stuff. But now
Right.
with what we can do, my message is everyone should have an estate plan, no matter what your net worth is, because I worked with clients that years ago, they didn't own a home yet and, they didn't have much, but we created their plan where if God forbid something did happen, their family is still left with the blueprint of what their wishes were, their healthcare directives, all those other things are super important. And then they started accumulating some wealth and they were able to start to add assets into their trust, working with you, getting more homes in place, more investment properties, getting better deals. So we want people to understand that it's something that everyone should do. And because it's a living, breathing document, as you gain more assets, you can continue to move more assets into your trust, and that's a positive thing.
So I think kind of just covered this, but so besides your home, what other assets be that you kind of were touching over there a minute ago? What other assets go into the trust?
Yeah, so your bank accounts, life insurance
Mm.
policies,
Oh yeah.
yeah, stocks, bonds, 401ks, cars, boats, motorhomes. Heck, even if you own gas, oil, and mineral rights, that can all be transferred, into the trust. So it's
Hmm.
important for people to know that those things can all be transferred in and protected that way.
Yeah, and probably if people inherit money from their, family or whatever, that's something that comes into play too, I would imagine. So,
Yes.
so Tim, yeah, that's, I'd like my family to give me some, but it doesn't happen. Anyway, so
Yep.
Tim, when the trustor and trustees pass away, what happens next?
Great question. Because a lot of times we'll get phone calls from people saying, Tim, I was named as the successor trustee and the executor of my mom's estate, and she
Hmm.
recently passed away. Like, now what? So
Yeah.
we tell people a lot of times, if you can, try to communicate with the attorney or whoever worked with you to create the estate plan initially, call that person, that individual first. But basically, what they're going to want to do is they're going to want to contact an attorney who specializes in the administering of the trust, making sure that
Mm,
it's administered the right way. So they're going to want to definitely do that. We have a wonderful probate attorney on our team who specializes in this area. So it's something that
hmm.
people need to understand. Don't try to figure it out yourself. Just take the documents, let the attorney know, hey, I'm named, here they are. Now what?
Right,
So
right.
let the professionals help you with that process.
So, like in your case, when you prepare it, we would be called, or they would be calling you or your office then to help out on that, or how would that
Yeah,
work?
they can, but they can call, anybody, any probate attorney, if someone,
Okay.
lives in a different county or they've moved or whatever.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just, it's
Gotcha.
just making sure that, because we get a lot of calls from people that we never prepared their estate plan for. They got it prepared
Mm,
10 years down the road, 15 years down by somebody else, but then they got
mm-hmm,
to know us. Maybe we worked with their family members in some other areas. And
mm,
so, to me,
mm-hmm,
it's all about the relationship. I get a lot of phone calls, which I love, and I
mm-hmm.
get a lot of people asking me about, just kind of where do I go? And I'm kind of that traffic cop. Here you go over here. Let me
Oh, cool.
do this
Yeah.
person. So
You're
I like to help people that way as well.
the director. Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, definitely.
Of the movie, the
Yeah, the
ongoing
movie
movie.
director. Yes.
Yeah. So Tim, here's the question I think everyone would like to know. How much does it cost to get a revocable living trust from you?
Well, as you know, we've had conversations about this, and and one of the
Mm-hmm.
reasons why our court system is so backlogged too is because it's an expensive thing. It's an important thing, but
Mm,
it's an expensive thing. On average in California, it's about $2,500 and up for a
mm-hmm.
package like this. And
Mm-hmm.
that's again one of the reasons why I think a lot of people just kind of pump the brakes on it when they get that price quote. They're like, I know I need this, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that much money in my in my wallet right now. I don't know if I can do that
Right.
yet. So and and for us, one of the things that we decided to do as a firm again is we decided long ago not to spend money on marketing, advertising, social media,
Mm-hmm.
Yelp reviews, all those things that end up costing us money. So we wanted to keep our costs at a minimal
Mm-hmm.
component. So as opposed to people spending thousands of dollars on this, they can come to us and spend hundreds of dollars on it.
Mm,
And
good.
obviously, it's something that working directly with you is what it's all about because you can
Mm-hmm.
talk to your clients about this, introduce them to me, and we become, one big family helping each other out.
That's really important because it's all about relationships, and that's how I've built my business. And I've just loved that you would take care of them too because they're my family too, so to
Absolutely.
speak. So
Absolutely.
so anyway, Tim, this has been really great, and I've learned so much. And I'm going to encourage anyone that I know who have watched this video to click on the link below and to schedule a complimentary consultation with you. I know you mentioned you do that for my clients, and I really appreciate that. And to get the ball rolling for them and their family and their assets, and to make everything much more knowledgeable for them too. So. I really appreciate your time. And yeah, this is going to be a great year to helping a lot of people, I think. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Portia. Thank you for allowing me to be on here tonight, and I look forward to working with your clients and making 2024 a wonderful year for everybody.
It's going to. And yeah, they'll have a lot of peace of mind too. So, and
Yes,
their families.
absolutely.
All right. Thanks again. All right. Thanks. Take care. Bye bye.